Nicole, right? Everyone keeps
Mm-hmm.
saying that she's changing. And I like that when Ted was having a conversation with Andre about Nicole dressing sexier, being out and about and dancing, at the bar with her man and kissing him in public and all this stuff. I loved
Mm-hmm.
hearing from Andre that, from Ted, that Nicole has always had a free spirit. It's just like people mature, life happens, and she became more reserved, but she always had this in her, and she's coming back to herself. And I
Mm-hmm.
just hate that her wanting to feel sexy, free, a time of her life where she should be feeling this way. And it comes off as she's doing something wrong. And her ex husband is being like super judgmental, as is the town, to be honest, because Nicole right now is the talk of the town.
Yes, she is. And, I was sitting there, and when he was talking with Andre, I was like, uh-oh. He was revealing, like, Nicole have showed this before. And he's trying to, like, at first it came off like he's surprised, like, oh, she doing this now? Nah, he started missing old Nicole
He's like,
that
oh, I
was
know. He was like, oh, I know her. I
he
remember
was
her.
he was thinking about, man, that trick she used to do, how
Uh-huh.
flexible.
Well, now Kyle and Carlton getting them tricks now.
Yeah, she older, so it's probably better. So he was
Mm.
thinking about that. And when he was talking to Andre, and Andre kind of had to give him like, snap out of it, bro. You got
Yep.
somebody else. You moved on. And we
Yep.
got to remember, Ted never wanted to move on. As much as we
Yeah.
get on him about everything, we can't
He was
act like
hoping
he
that they
had
were going to
hope.
get back together. This man still
Mm-hmm.
is living in a hotel for some reason because he thought he was just going to move right back into their family home. But lo and behold, there's two men occupying that bed at times. So, yeah, it's time for him to get a real place. And it's funny, I was going to ask you straight up, like, do you think Ted is completely over Nicole in a sense to move forward with Shanice without Nicole's love life becoming a thing?
Now I do. During before, I probably would have said no,
Hmm.
and that would have been as bad as I want them to be together. He's probably not ready. But the conversation with Shanice, and really important, the conversation with Andre. So now I'm like, okay, you know what? I
Mm.
think it was kind of like he got that punch to the head, and he's like, I'm ready. Let's do this. You know what I mean? And it sucks that he do have to see her in this light, but hey, it's growing pains, bruh.
Yeah,
And Shanice is a beautiful,
right.
beautiful. I mean, I'm not going to be disrespectful and say upgrade or downgrade, but I'm going to say a different breath of
It's
fresh
just
air.
different. But yeah, I was just gonna say it's just different. And it does seem like Ted is all in with Shanice. And these are like, did you say growing pains as far as just literally being divorced for 2 seconds and
Yeah.
dating other people and they're very close in proximity in a lot of different ways. Y'all live in a small community. On top of that, y'all work together. So I think in
And truth
Ted's
be told,
defense,
neither one of them wanted it. If we being honest,
right.
Nicole didn't. Ted had a chance, in my opinion. Remember when they was all getting on him and she felt something, and
Yeah.
then he ruined it when he just moved way too fast. So, in my point of view, neither one of them really wanted a divorce. It wasn't like a Bill and Danny where eventually Bill was like, you know what, I'm moving on to the younger thing. And now he's regretting it. Neither one of them wanted the divorce.
Right. Right. So you see Ted and Shanice being able to push forward and be a couple.
When he look at her in that Valentine's Day dress, yes. Even Nicole complimented her on it. Like,
Well, Nicole is a class act.
but that's also like for Ted, just like, God dang it. He wants her to be jealous
I know, but she's
deep
not.
down
That's just
inside.
not. I think Nicole has done so much work within herself that I don't think
Mm-hmm.
second guessing any of the choices that she's making at this point. Like I think she processed her life beyond Ted and not being with Ted, and like she knows now what she wants. So I don't,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's good. I don't think she's gonna be jealous at
Yeah, I
all.
don't
Like I
either.
think she's, she literally said, "Have a good time" in front of Ted and was
Mm-hmm.
like, that dress is beautiful, good for you. But what is messy though is Carlton, because Carlton is not able, like most dumb men, he's not able to contain his emotions. So just to backtrack, Kyle and Nicole were out on a date, a very hot and sexy, steamy date. A lot of like close dancing and drinks and just living a life. Like you would think they were on vacation, the way they were like at Uptown, like in their own little world, which I love to see. And Carlton walks in on them having like one of the most passionate kisses I've seen on Beyond the Gates, like so far. And he is not happy about it. He confronts them, and Nicole is just like, oh, hey, what's up? Like, I told you I'm leaving my options open, and you just happen to walk in on me with one of my options. And Kyle, and what I respect and I've said on previous shows is Nicole has been honest and upfront with not only herself, but everyone involved. That's why when she runs into Carlton, she's not like, oh my God. She's like, oh, hey, what's up? Like, nothing about this should surprise you. However, nobody wants to see the person that they want to be with tonguing down somebody else the way that Carlton walked in on them. And he cannot help it. He goes into work the next day and he is aggy. He is impatient. He's yelling and being really, really rude to Shanice, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
You
And
know,
my
that
man
was
Ted
very
said,
uncalled.
well, watch what you're doing, player.
No, he said, yo, let me talk to you for a second.
let me talk to you for a second.
Yeah. Oh wow. I thought you was Team Ted over
I
Carlton.
mean, I am, but I mean, he's still shorter than him. It's just like Andre and Bill. It's so funny. Like they just,
Yeah.
it's just a funny visual. It's great for television. You know, I felt for Carlton though. I did. I felt for Carlton. It's because no matter what, he has to understand he can't allow himself to get played. Now, does Nicole have the right to do what she want to do? 1,000,000% yes. But what he was doing was, and you watch his actions, he was like, I am going to speed up your healing process. I am going to treat you to the finer things in life. And I'm going to show you that I love you. And I'm going to bombard you with so much love. And you're just going to fall into my arms. And it don't work that way. She needed her time. And he knows he can't handle it. So what Carlton should have did was walked away. Said, you know what? You don't get the privilege of putting me in the refrigerator in aluminum foil. You don't get that privilege. What you're going to do is you're going to go have your fun. Meanwhile, I'm going to go do me. I'm going to step out. I'm going to do whatever. You won't see me. That way I don't get my feelings hurt. But no, he wanted to try to change it, and that's why he's hurt.
But he also said that he doesn't mind some competition. So
he's the biggest
he's in it
lie.
For the long haul. He's
the
in it,
greatest lie he
okay,
ever
but he
told.
could have also like dismissed her or like kind of broke up with her, but he didn't though.
That's what I'm saying. He set himself up. He should have did that. He's an idiot because
he wants to stay in the rankings.
He wants to stay in the rankings, but he's getting hurt. That's why he's having an attitude, you know, which is Kyle's not bothered because Kyle's just there for the cheeks.
Kyle's not bothered because they're mature people casually dating. Like that's what that is. It's just that you don't tend to run into every guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like Kyle is a traveling doctor. Like I told you, I've said it before. He has holes in other area codes. Mm-hmm. You know, like and that's okay too.
It's okay, but what I'm saying is Carlton's playing himself because he doesn't have no other pros and area codes. He doesn't have anybody else on his checklist. Pros and area codes. I said the clean version. You know, we was talking about clean versions of songs earlier versus the dirty version.
Okay. You can say hoes, though.
I know, but I always thought that was cool. You know, some explicit versions just clear cut better, but sometimes the clean version isn't horrible. But he doesn't have holes in other area codes. He is set on Nicole because in his mind, I was going to be better than Ted. I was going to be the guy for you, and I'm now getting my chance. Well, she's not ready, and he cannot handle it. Therefore, he should leave her alone. He need to play all or nothing and be willing to understand that he could lose it all and be okay with that.
Hmm. Well, I know that Nicole still wants Carlton on her roster. So, but now it's difficult because now with all of that being said, Shanice and Ted, they worked through that and Leslie stunt with the panties. I think Shanice called it Panty Gate.
Pennygate, yeah.
And they had that hard conversation about Ted possibly having lingering feelings or jealousies over Nicole. And they are back on track. They, I'm sure, gonna have a beautiful Valentine's Day. Ted buys her that beautiful dress. But all of that being said, Carlton has a big attitude about some work shit with an operating room or whatever. And the chief of staff gets involved because Shanice, as she should have, was like, oh, I'm not. And as everyone that has worked in some sort of service, and obviously, like me being like a bartender barista does not equate to being a nurse, but when you serve people, the best thing and my favorite thing to do when a customer or someone that I like something where it was above my pay grade, I'm gonna go grab the person that can deal with your bullshit. When Carlton, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
going back and forth with you, Carlton, although Shanice said her piece, but oh no, I'm taking this to who I need to take it to. And she went right to the chief of staff and was like, yo, he's walling right now.
Yep.
So then that leads to the chief of staff talking to Carlton about it in front of Nicole and then making snide remarks about Nicole and Carlton's relationship. And that to me is cringe because you know how private I am. Like, I would never want, and Nicole being, she was the married lady, the
Mm-hmm.
conservative person, the one that was all business, all work, and no fun. And now her career is now being impacted by her living her best life. And she now has, she went straight to her mom's house, which, you're going to do at any age. And it's a lot for her to handle. Do you think it's getting too
Mm-hmm.
messy?
Yes, very much so. And
Mm,
like you said, I mean, because at first it was one of those things where it just seemed as if it was only when this stuff would happen, only be Ashley and Shanice around, right? And
right.
now when you involve in even like you start to see more nurses, and you can kind of see like
Mm,
there's the one shot where they're kind of looking at Shanice get the gift, but it's not any like of the characters.
yeah.
So now you start to see like, yo, this joint getting a little messy. So yeah, and the
It's a
thing is,
lot going on.
we don't want the white folks in their
Right.
business.
But again,
Yeah.
as chief of staff,
Oh
this is a
yeah.
problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're literally watching Nicole and her current boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Then you see her ex-husband with one of the nurses, and she don't even know about Kyle yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I think Nicole, her professional reputation is so important to her that in the way Carlton's acting, because I'm pretty sure if Nicole or when Nicole finds out how Carlton was talking to Shanice, like, I think,
Ooh.
and then this is the thing with Carlton. Like, there are more reasons for her not to date Carlton than to date him. Between
Mm.
being Ted's friend and business partner to working in the hospital with her, and then the way like you're talking to people and stuff, all off the habit because you're not happy with my decisions about our love life. Like, I can see that being like, you know what, it's been fun.
Mm-hmm.
She got the dick already. So I can see her being like, you know what? I don't think this is gonna work out. And I think Carlson, like you mentioned before, is gonna be the one that's gonna be hurt at the end of the
But you
day.
know the thing is too about the chief of staff. Like we also got to remember they are dealing with literal life and death. It's not like I know you made the
Right.
comparison to like being a server in your previous life, but they are literally like their mishaps.
Yeah.
I mean, he was mad and really trying to argue plastic surgery versus emergency
Mind you,
surgery.
a kidney transplant.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And like, as somebody who's had like emergency surgery before, like I wasn't about to die, but it was classified as like, okay, yeah, came in, we gotta get you down now to the OR, right? You know how much my mother and sister who was in the room with me when we found out would have been pissed if somebody was just getting boobs done, and they say, "Oh, you gotta wait," or
Right.
BBL, or
I
or
just
or face
BBL.
a
That
nose
might be
job.
essential surgery to some people.
more than a hernia repair.
No, it's ridiculous. And it's funny because I've watched previous hospital or medical shows or dramas or
Yeah,
whatever where plastic surgeons are like fighting for this respect. And it's just like, dude, no, that's cosmetic surgery. You know,
you.
like come on.
Oh, you ever been? So I've been to a doctor's conference, right? And it was a plastic surgeon conference. When I tell you, first of all, it was probably the most lit one I ever went to.
Oh, I can only
Like of all the
imagine.
doctors' conferences, and it was here in Baltimore. The surgeon was like, "Be my guest tonight," and I'm like, "All right, cool." So I'm going down there. You know, you meet the person. He's like, "Hey, Brian, I just want you to hang out, network with some people." Mind you, I'm like, I think I might have been. This was 2019, so I'm 33 at the 32 at the time. They all like 24, 25. It looked like professional Baywatch.
What?
Yes, it looked like professional Baywatch. I'm talking the blonde hair girls, the
Oh
guys look
yeah,
like the surface.
because they're all gonna look a certain way.
They all gonna be operating on each other.
Yep,
I went back
yep,
to
yep,
work the
yep.
next day. I was telling my friends about it, and they was like, "For real?" So I said, "Yeah, I was with Doctor Sachs. You know, he told me to come down there." I said, "But man, I see so many, blonde bombshells, and the girl who was like his understudy had more followers than everybody because she
Mm,
was a call what it is. She was like an Asian baddie to the point my friend
mhm.
was like, why is she in med school? All she has to do is be an influencer, which I think she might be now. So that's the reason why they're fighting for this respect. So you look at Carlton and he's like, I need that room because I want them to respect me as a surgeon. Look, we respect everything you did,
It's
buddy.
also it's like how you do it, how you talk to people. And he
Bingo.
tried to like make it a Shanice thing, and Shanice brought it to, her higher up as she should. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna become more and more of a thing now because now it's on everyone in the hospital is like on their radar that this can get super, super messy, which is why
Super
I
ugly.
predict that Nicole is going to end up calling it off for Carlton because the thing with
Oh,
Kyle too is like he's not in town, which is nice. Like he's
yeah.
not in town all the time. Like she can literally when he's in town have the time like have a good night. And then, with Carlton, it's a little bit more because you can tell Carlton wants more. But
Is she going? I gotta ask you this: is she gonna take Vanessa up on her offer?
I don't see her going that
You
far.
know, just for
Maybe
only one
once.
night,
I hope,
only for one
honestly.
night.
I hope so. I just hope it's not anymore. Like I want some more chocolate
Oh,
in the
she
in
would.
Nicole's
I
life.
mean, look at Ted. She probably go get like I don't want to say a great value version of Ted. I would say like an upgraded version.